My name is Andy. I'm a manufacturer rep for Apex Reps. We are the manufacturer rep for Clorox. So if you guys do have any questions while I'm going through it, please just let me know. Just stop it. I've been through this a bunch of times. I won't take offense to stopping me throughout the demo or throughout the training. So with the technology itself, the Total 360 system that we have here, it uses electrostatic technology. And basically what I mean by that is that it negatively charges the chemicals as it's coming out of the nozzle. So when the chemical's coming out of the nozzle itself, it negatively charges the chemical right here. Everything else around us is positively charged. So basically why we do that, we negatively charge it, is that because negative and a positive will attach to each other like this. Two negatives will bounce off each other, and two positives will bounce off each other. So by us making the chemical negative, we can get a better or a full 360 degree surface area of what we're trying to do basically from there. There are two chemicals that can go through this system. Please do not put anything else through the system. This unit does have a 2-year warranty right on it right away. But if any chemical is put in it besides the two ones that that are on the sheets that you guys have with that, if it's put through that, it could void the warranty and it could harm the machine, it could harm the user, because we've tested extensively these two chemicals through the system and the effect that it has on people from there. So the two chemicals that we have here, we have our Total 360 chemical disinfectant. Basically, this is a quaternary-based disinfectant, so there's no bleach that's in here. The main reason I bring that up is because this is safe to use on hard and soft surfaces. So chairs like behind you like this, the carpet and stuff, it's not going to discolor the carpet when it comes to that. So this is going to be used probably about 75 to 85% of the time that you guys are spraying this machine. The other chemical that comes with it, it is a blue label that's on there. It's a bleach-based sanitizer. The only way that you would use the bleach-based sanitizer is for cafeterias or kitchens and stuff like that. The only reason I say that is because this machine in itself is a last step of the cleaning process. So basically you'll do all your normal cleaning and then you'll spray down tables, chairs, handles, stuff like that with the disinfectant spray from there. The nice thing is that all the kill climbs are about 2 minutes or less. So as long as you give that couple minutes to dry, you don't need to go back and wipe it, and it's good to go from there, and you got your stuff disinfected. Yeah, so you don't have to worry about wiping. So basically, like I said, if we're doing a classroom, go throughout it, clean up any papers, any trash and stuff that you might have. Make sure tables are clear as much as possible. If there are a little bit of stuff on there, that's fine. It is a liquid. It's still going to affect paper. It'll curl out the edges and stuff like that. So it's still going to do that. But as long as you can clean up as much as you can, work towards the opposite side of the room and work back towards the door. What I mean by that is basically you're spraying down the stuff right there. You want to stay about 3 to 5 feet away from whatever you're spraying and work in a snake motion as you're going down. So basically just like that. So it's not a fogger or mister. You don't want to just walk into a room, spray it up in the air, and leave. You want to actually spray it towards the stuff you want to disinfect. So the handles, the tables, the chairs, all that stuff, you want to spray directly towards it, but just stay that 3 to 5 feet away, and you should be fine from there. So with those two chemicals, there are like a purging system that's on this right now. So what I mean by that is that, and this is one of those things just from that standpoint, and I'll lean it up just a little bit on here. So there is, you have your little system right here. This hooks up to the chemicals that you have on there. You can have 2-gallon jugs on here at the same time, but only one's going to be used at one time because of the way that it's hooked up. So when you do hook it up to this point right here, the maintenance on the back right here, so we have, when it is plugged in, let me backtrack just a little bit. So the cord that comes with it, it comes with a 25-foot extension cord. You can go up to 100 feet, but do not exceed 100 feet. If you do exceed the 100 feet, it's not going to get enough power to do that electrostatic technology that I was talking about before. So it comes with 25 right away. Most classrooms and stuff, the 25 should be fine. It's the bigger areas you might have to worry about getting a bigger cord from there. So once you do have it plugged in, you have your on-off switch right here. So when this light is on, that means that the machine is on there. This button right here is just a breaker for the motor just in case it were to pop. So if you do have all of a sudden the light's not on there or it's not working, it could be the breaker that's right above the light that's on there. The other button that's back here is what I call, or what's called a primer. So what I mean by that, anytime you put a new gallon jug of chemical on there, or if you're switching between chemicals, you need to completely drain the line. So to make it easier for that, instead of just standing by a slop sink and just spraying it out and making all the chemical come out while it's not hooked up, basically what I can do is I can hit this button here. It'll cause the motor to spin to draw liquid out. And basically what it does is it forces all the liquid through the system, and you can get it to the nozzle without turning on the technology that's on there. So by basically, I'm trying to think of what I could I use that mop bucket that's right behind you just for the liquid ketchup? Is there anything in it? Is there anything in it?
Water.
Oh, just water right now? Then this is, yeah, because all this is it's just water and demo dye, so it's nothing that's going to harm anything. But basically what I mean by priming it is that when I hold the button here, you can see where it's almost putting a stream out like this. So once you have that full stream, you're good to go and the machine's ready to go. So if you're going from the disinfectant to the sanitizer, take this off, completely drain the system of that disinfectant before you prime it with the sanitizer. If you are just going from a disinfectant to a disinfectant or a sanitizer to a sanitizer, you don't need to empty out the line. Just prime it and get the chemical all the way to the nozzle so you're good to go from there. So that's all you have on that. The other one too, so on the little handle right here, you can see that it still has the on-off button as well. So that's the button just to let you know that it's on. When I do hit the button that's back here, it's a toggle. So once you hit it once, it stays on, and it'll stay on again until you hit the button again. When you do hit the button, this light will come on. If this light does not come on while it's spraying stuff out, the technology is not working. So you just might need to restart the machine, or if it's a consistent thing, it's a warranted item that you can get a new nozzle from there. But basically that little second light there, and I'll just do like this so you can see that it comes on. That's to let you know that the technology is working on there. As soon as I hit it off again, it's off on there. Other just really small thing, you could take this off. There's going to be liquid and stuff build up. Just rinse it out with water, wipe it out every so often. That's just to help you with any buildup that might happen at the end of the nozzle itself. So you have that on there. And then from the filter standpoint, this little guy right here, all we do is just twist and it pops off. You do disconnect these two nozzles and you put the new filter on here for that. That's the only thing you would have to worry about. I think list price on that is like $10. You have to do it once every 6 months. There's no timetable, just 6 months from now, just put a little reminder in there that you just need a new filter basically from there, or a new pump on there. So
That's up when you don't have a new filter?
it might not put out as much chemical as it needs to if it's clogged. So it's just one of those things where unfortunately there's no other way of this many hours or something like that. You just have to go off of the months. If there is a time point where you're not using it for a couple months, you might not need to worry about it, but I would still drain the system just to make sure that even if you take, because we've seen before when people are say they empty out a jug, they can just put water in it and keep that cap on there and then rinse it out with the water like that. Does that make sense when it comes to it? So if you guys want to do that for just cleaning the system out, there's no issue of running water through the system just to get it all out of there. So there's that on there. Is there any questions with the chemical, with the machine itself? Because my next step is just showing you how to spray and operate it from there. Does anyone, I guess, understand like the technology when it comes to it? Cool, awesome. So like I was saying before, all you're gonna really need to do is stay about 3 to 5 feet away. And you saw when it first sprayed out, it's like a cone that's spraying out. So work, obviously the highest point of whatever you're spraying and slowly go down like this and just keep doing a small snake like that as you're going like that. Obviously with something low to the ground, you still wanna get kind of close to it. You don't have to go all the way to the ground, but at least where it goes underneath it a little bit like that. So once we're ready to go, as I was saying before, 3 to 5 feet away, try not to pull the unit by the hose. Move it as much as possible when it comes to that. But once we're spraying it out, getting the handle and stuff, moving over like that. See, getting underneath a little bit. And then chairs and stuff like this. Actually, that. So I'm ready to spray chairs down. Same type of situation. But if you can see, you guys can see once you come closer and stuff like that, there's no actual buildup that's going on there. If I were to stand extremely close to something, then you're gonna see that buildup and stuff like that. As long as you stay that 3 to 5 feet away, it'll spread out as much as it needs to and go from there. But I mean, if you guys wanna just come over here, because that's basically the whole demonstration right there. But just to feel, because this is gonna stay wet for, you know, the 2 minutes or whatever it is. Obviously with something like this, we would wipe it down and stuff first, but at least you can get a feel of what it is, and then, you know, underneath and stuff like that as well. But it's a nice little feature where you don't have to worry about hitting every single point that you need to. Just spray in the general direction. It uses the technology to wrap around it, basically.
So